Okay, so we're diving into some million-dollar copywriting today,
Yeah.
specifically for health products.
Right.
You sent over a ton of resources on this. YouTube ads, sales letters, the works.
It's a fascinating area, and so much of it comes down to psychology, even when it seems a little, shall we say, out there.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, the hook. You always say how crucial those first few seconds are.
Absolutely.
But some of these examples, the strange pink tonic, the 10-second blood sugar trick, feels like clickbait territory.
Well, they're definitely playing on that curiosity gap, and our brains are hardwired for it.
How so?
It's called a pattern interrupt. Something unexpected jolts us out of that scrolling haze and makes us pay attention. It's like an ad that starts with someone screaming, Makes you look up.
So these kind of outlandish claims are like the marketing version of that gotta stand out.
Exactly. Bland doesn't work in a crowded marketplace. These hooks, strange as they might sound, tap into our desire for a quick fix. We all want easy solutions to complex problems.
And that seems to tie into the formula a lot of these sources follow. Problem, solution, bring on the science and testimonials.
It's like they're all reading from the same playbook, right?
Like they've found the secret recipe for a viral health ad.
And you know what? A lot of them actually are using a structure called the profit singularity formula.
Sounds kind of intense.
The name's a bit dramatic, but it's really just a framework for crafting a message that resonates.
So more than just a catchy headline.
Oh, much more. It's about psychology every step of the way. Starts with a strong problem statement. What's the pain point your audience is feeling?
Okay, makes sense.
But then it takes it up a notch with future pain amplification.
Future pain amplification. What's that?
Think of it like this. They're highlighting the negative consequences of not addressing the problem. Creates urgency.
So not just solving today's issue, but preventing a bigger one down the line.
Exactly. One of the YouTube scripts you sent even mentioned vision problems, how you could get so bad you lose your independence, have to rely on others.
Wow, paints a picture, all right.
And to make it even more convincing, they lean heavily on credibility. You'll see a lot of references to scientific studies, institutions like Cambridge.
Yeah, it's almost every single one. Scientists have discovered, clinical trials have proven. Is that really that persuasive, though? Seems a bit cliche. So we're not always as rational as we think we are.
Not when it comes to marketing. And there was actually this study at Cambridge that found that using sciencey language, even if people don't fully get it, makes them more likely to trust you, more likely to buy.
Huh. So it's not just about tugging at the heartstrings, it's about appealing to our inner logic nerd, too.
Absolutely. But speaking of heartstrings, a bunch of these sources were big on storytelling. The hero's journey, specifically.
Yeah, why is that? Why does that work so well, especially for this kind of stuff?
Stories sneak past our logical defenses. You hear someone's struggles, their triumphs. It hits different than just facts and figures.
Right, it's relatable.
Exactly. And that's where the hero's journey comes in. They're not pitching a product directly. They're weaving a narrative. And you, the listener, you're the hero.
So it's about making me see myself in the story, with the product as my trusty sidekick.
Exactly. Vulnerability is huge here, too. When a copywriter shares their own struggles, it builds trust, makes that connection even stronger.
Shows they're not just some salesman, they get it.
Exactly. And then, after they've pulled you in with the story, bam, the solution.
And this is where they dimensionalize the benefits,
Yeah.
right? That's a mouthful.
It's really just about painting a picture. Instead of this supplement boosts energy, it's imagine waking up refreshed, tackling your to-do list, having energy for your kids after work.
Okay, yeah, I feel more energized already, and I haven't even taken anything.
You see, it lets people visualize the results, experience them almost. And to drive the point home, that's where social proof comes in.
The testimonials, right. Although sometimes those can be a little over the top. Every other word is life-changing.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to be wary of anything that feels fake or pushy. But when it's genuine, social proof is powerful. It plays on our desire to fit in, follow the crowd.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Absolutely. It's about building trust through shared experience.
Okay, so we've got the hook, the problem, the solution, the testimonials. But these sources also talked about scarcity and having a strong call to action.
It's all connected. Without urgency, people procrastinate. It's human nature. Limited time offers, limited quantities. It creates FOMO, fear of missing out.
Like those concert tickets that are about to sell out. Gotta have them.
Precisely. And the call to action, that's the final nudge. Click here, download now, enroll today. Clear, concise, compelling.
So there's a real art to this, isn't there? It's psychology, it's storytelling, it's good old-fashioned salesmanship, all rolled into one. But it's not just about stringing some fancy words together.
Nope. And that's where those templates come in. Remember those?
Yeah, they went pretty deep on those, like having a cheat sheet for persuasion, kind of.
Exactly. Super helpful, especially if you're new to this. Gives you a framework, a place to start.
Okay, so about those templates, what are the key ingredients and how do you tweak them for different things, like a sales letter versus a YouTube ad?
Most of them follow a similar structure, even if they use different words. Starts with the hook, got to grab attention right away. But the type of hook, that depends on where it is. On YouTube, you might need something more visual in your face. A sales letter, maybe a question that makes them think.
Right. Got to match the vibe.
Exactly. After the hook, most templates will really dig into the problem, those pain points, even amplify them a bit, like we talked about.
Make it hit home.
Right. One template called it the emotional discovery story, or the hero's journey. That's where sharing your own experience comes in, building that connection.
Yeah, nothing like a bit of shared struggle to build rapport.
Exactly. And this is where those specific details matter. Not just, I was tired, but I was so exhausted, I couldn't even read my kids a bedtime story. It makes it real.
Relatable. Everyone's been there.
Exactly. And once they're hooked and they trust you, most templates move into the solution what you're offering.
And that's where we break out the dimensionalized benefits, right? So instead of just, our tea helps you relax.
You'd say, imagine. At the end of the day, you've got a warm cup of our chamomile lavender tea. The aroma fills the air, melts your stress away, and you finally unwind.
Okay, now I actually do need a cup of tea.
See?
Yeah.
It works. But you wouldn't stop there. Got to back it up with proof.
The social proof we talked about.
Exactly. And not just generic praise. Something specific, relatable. Instead of, this product changed my life, it's, as a busy mom of 3, I never thought I'd have the energy to cook healthy again. But this program, I feel more energized than ever.
Because we all secretly think we're that busy parent, desperate for a solution, right?
Exactly. Okay, one more thing I noticed about these templates, the bonuses. Some of them are like bonus on top of bonus. Is there a strategy to that?
Oh, absolutely. Bonuses increase the perceived value. It's like the cherry on top. Makes it harder to say no. Makes you feel like you're getting a steal.
Exactly. But they have to be strategic. If you're selling a weight loss program, a recipe book with healthy meals makes sense. A meditation guide, not so much.
Got to keep it relevant. Show you understand their needs.
Precisely. And then, once you've got their attention, built that trust, showcased the value, it's time for the final push, that strong call to action, and a little scarcity to really get them moving. You got it. Nothing motivates like a deadline, right?
Exactly. But you don't want to go overboard, make it feel like a trap.
Right. It should never feel manipulative. If what you're offering is genuinely good, a little scarcity just gives them that extra push.
Honesty goes a long way, especially when you're trying to build trust. And speaking of which, these templates are great, but we can't just copy and paste our way to riches, can we?
Definitely not. They're a starting point. The real magic happens when you make it your own.
It's like you can follow a recipe, but those little personal touches, that's what makes it sing. Now, we've talked about big picture stuff, but what about the actual writing? Any tips from these sources on making the words themselves sparkle?
Oh, tons. One thing they all stressed was clear, simple language. No jargon, no convoluted sentences. Think everyday conversation.
Nobody wants to wade through a dictionary just to figure out what you're selling.
Exactly. Keep it short, sweet, use contractions just like you'd talk to a friend. And don't be afraid to paint a picture with your words' sensory language. Instead of, our product makes you feel better, describe it the cool gel, the scent of the essential oils, the taste.
Engage all those senses, right? Make them feel like they're already experiencing it.
Exactly. And lastly, don't underestimate emotion. People remember how you made them feel. Just use it wisely.
Right. Got to tug at those heartstrings without resorting to, like, fear tactics or whatever.
Exactly.
Now, one thing I didn't see a lot about was headlines. They seem pretty self-explanatory, but I know they're important.
More than you might think. They're the first impression, that split-second decision, do I keep reading or move on?
So there's an art to it. What makes a headline grab you?
A great headline promises a benefit, piques your curiosity, or asks a question you have to know the answer to, like how to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. That's promising an outcome. Or this one weird trick will banish your belly bloat curiosity.
Okay, I'd click on that one. But even the best headline can't save you if the copy itself is a dud. Right.
You can lead a horse to water and all that. Point is, you got to back up those promises with substance. Provide real value, build that trust. That's what keeps them coming back for more.
Awesome. This whole deep dive has been eye-opening. But it's not just about memorizing tricks, is it? What's the big takeaway, the thing to keep in mind as we put all this into practice?
It's a journey. Be patient, experiment, keep learning. What works today might not work tomorrow, so stay curious, be adaptable, and most importantly, stay true to yourself and what you're offering.
Beautifully said. This has been fantastic. Thanks for geeking out with me on all things copywriting. And for everyone listening, remember, authenticity is key. Find your voice, share your message, and watch the magic happen.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And until next time, happy writing, everyone.